With so many new brawlers being added to Brawl Stars, the meta was bound to shift. So in this video, I'll be going through the top 10 most underrated and overrated brawlers in Season 35 in Brawl Stars. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Starting us off with the underrated brawlers, Griff is a very versatile brawler in this meta, being able to play him in various game modes and maps. This is possible because of his gadget. Having a wall break gadget can be incredibly helpful when playing with certain comps and with variety. You could push him to max in no time at all. However, in my opinion, the best mechanic for Griff is his star power. Allowing him to heal over time whilst being able to attack is incredibly overpowered and can help Griff win numerous different matchups. In simpler terms, when having this star power equipped, you rarely need to regenerate HP. But let's not forget about Griff's recent buff, going from 1,320 damage per super projectile to 1,440. This gives Griff an opportunity to compete in closer range fights with brawlers like Brawl and Shelly, and in some cases coming out on top. And next up on our list, we've got Penny. In recent updates, balance changes have been in Penny's favour a lot, with her receiving a total of 3 buffs which are crucial to her playstyle. These included a range buff, which changes some of her interactions with sharpshooters. She also received a buff to her mortis HP, which makes it more difficult for throwers to take it down when placed behind a wall. And third and finally, her hypercharge, which is also one of the strongest from the update when it was released. All of which, just all round, give Penny loads of versatility. Alright guys, so another underrated brawler in this season's meta is Brock. Brock is so slept on as a brawler, because not many people know how to dodge him. His super cycle is great, cycling within only 4 hits. He also has 2 really good gadgets and 2 really good star powers, which can be used on different maps for different occasions. Take ranked into consideration. When you go onto Gold Arm Gulch, or a map like that, you're going to want the 4 ammo star power. But on maybe a Brawl map, you're going to want the more rocket star power. Just always have 2 as an option, just in case, because you never know when they would come in handy. So our 4th underrated brawler is Berry. In the competitive meta in Brawl Stars, specifically Hot Zone, Berry has one of the highest use rate to win rate ratios in the game. His unique trait of cycling supers through healing is so good for continuous super cycling. This is specifically good when pairing him up with tanks, as you could imagine, it allows Berry to consistently heal allies whilst gaining map control at the same time. And finally, our 5th underrated brawler for today is Eve. Eve can be an absolute nuisance to play against, while also being one of the most hated and also one of the least used brawlers in the game. She can be used in a wide range of game modes and maps. For example, in some showdown maps that contain a lot of water, Eve can be incredible in high trophy matches. Starting us off with the overrated brawlers is Kenji. Sure, he's fun to play and has some flashy moments, but when you really break it down, his effectiveness might not be as high as you guys think. Firstly, Kenji's main strength is his mobility and his powerful dash attack, but his range is one of the biggest weaknesses. Unlike other brawlers like Piper and Nani, Kenji has to get in close range to deal serious damage. This makes him highly vulnerable to cloud control or ranged brawlers that can outplay him from a distance. In terms of overall utility, Kenji lacks the versatility of brawlers like Leon or Byron, who can heal or provide utility from a safe distance. Secondly, Kenji's super can be a bit underwhelming. While it's great for mobility, it doesn't provide enough damage or control in team fights compared to other brawlers with more impactful supers, like Stu's speed boost or Shelly's area control. Plus, his super requires good timing to escape or engage, but can easily be interrupted or avoided by skilled opponents. Thirdly then, looking at Kenji's stats, his DPS is decent, but it's far from exceptional. For example, Leon's DPS is much higher, and his ability to go invisible gives him an advantage in most scenarios. Kenji can struggle to sustain pressure in later stages of a game, where other brawlers excel in late game damage or control. So next up on our list, we have Mo. So Mo has undergone several nerfs since his introduction. Notably, his reload speed has been reduced, diminishing his offensive capabilities. Additionally, the damage from his super has been decreased, making it less impactful during battles. These adjustments have collectively lessened Mo's effectiveness on the battlefield. Despite his unique abilities, Mo's practical impact in matches has been underwhelming. His primary attacks' reduced effectiveness and the decreased potency of his super have made it difficult for players to leverage his strengths fully. Consequently, Mo often struggles to compete with other brawlers who can deliver more reliable damage and utility. In summary, while Mo's introduced innovative mechanics to Brawl Stars, the subsequent nerfs and his declining performance in competitive settings suggest that he may not live up to the initial hype. Players seeking a robust and reliable brawler might consider exploring other options that currently offer greater effectiveness in various game modes. Jessie is also often considered overrated in Brawl Stars because while her turret can be useful for area control, her overall damage output and versatility are lacking compared to other brawlers. Her main attack has a slow projectile speed, making it easy for enemies to dodge, and her low burst damage means she struggles against high health or mobile brawlers. Statistically, Jessie's pick and win rates in high level play are often lower than meta brawlers, as her turret is easily destroyed by aggressive enemies. Next up on our list then, we have Chester. While his unpredictable supers can be flashy, they often lack consistency, making him unreliable in high level play. His damage output is decent, but many other brawlers outclass him in terms of burst potential and survivability. This randomness can sometimes work in his favour, but it can also make strategic planning difficult, especially in competitive matches where consistency is the key. While fun to play, Chester is often more hype than actual impact, and many players overestimate his true effectiveness. And finally then, we have Piper. So, while she has a high burst damage at long range, her overall effectiveness depends too much on perfect positioning and accuracy. But she struggles in close combat due to her slow reload speed and low health. Many players overestimate her value in modes like Gem Grab or Hot Zone, where mobility and sustained damage matter more than long range burst. Additionally, with the rise of tanky brawlers and aggressive assassins, Piper is easily countered, making her less reliable in competitive play. And if you made it all the way to the end, please think about subscribing, it really helps a lot. See you in the next one.